Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another episode of Reinventing the Meal. Today we're going to be making some Detroit style pizzas. Detroit style pizza is super unique, it's super fun. It's not like that super thin crust, big piece, New York style. It's like thick, buttery, chewy crust with like a super crispy cheese exterior. There's like this crispy cheese edge around the entire pie, and it's like so good. So to make your own Detroit style pizza, you will need some pizza dough. It can be pre-bought if you want, but I went ahead and made my own. If you want to make your own pizza dough for this video, you will need 2 cups of bread flour, 1.5 teaspoons of instant yeast, as well as roughly 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Whisk that together and then add 1 cup of lukewarm water. And then you're just gonna, combine that in a bowl until it's like flaky and cohesive at the same time. Once it's there, you leave it alone for like 10 minutes, come back, and that's when you start kneading it into a ball. Keep in mind that if you do make your own homemade dough like we did here, you're gonna need to allow the dough to proof for a couple hours at least. So you just put it in an olive oiled container, leave it alone for 2 hours, and then yeah, you'll be good to go. So as I said, you're gonna need your pizza dough. You will need your tomato sauce of your choice. I love Classico, and I also love Classico because you can repurpose their mason jars, and they're the perfect thing to put beverages in and stuff. Like, it's awesome, and you can reuse them when you make homemade stuff. So thank you, Classico, for also having repurposable jars. You will need something called brick cheese, and if you cannot find brick cheese, which is a cheese from Wisconsin, you can get a mild white cheddar or a Monterey Jack, which is what we are using in replacement of brick cheese. It's not traditional, but I like to include a little bit of whole milk mozzarella just for the, the stretchiness and cheesiness of that cheese. It's just great. Optionally, you will need your grated pecorino romano and some oregano. So to start off, you're gonna get your 9x13 pan, and you're gonna make sure it's the high-walled pans, and you're gonna stretch your dough into each corner of that pan. You wanna make sure there's olive oil there to buffer it. If you made your own dough and let it poof with the olive oil, you won't need any extra, but if you bought your dough from a store, you will need to add a layer of olive oil. And then walk away, leave it alone for like 20 more minutes just so it can rise a little bit more, since we just messed with it for a little bit. When you come back, go ahead and start adding your brick cheese. It's super important with the brick cheese that you actually like put them intentionally on the edges of the pizza, like where it's even touching the pan. The brick cheese or your mild cheddar or your Monterey Jack is what's gonna get you the really nice, like Ritz cracker crunchy crust that we want. And then of course, with whatever extra brick cheese that you have, fill it in with the middle. And then I tore up a little bit of mozzarella, put it between the blanks there too. And then our final step, which is also a really distinctive mark for the Detroit style pie, is your 2 thick rows of your tomato sauce. Once you have that down, you're gonna put it in your oven for 15 minutes at 500 degrees, and you're just gonna keep a lookout for when the edges of the pan look super dark. That's when you know that the cheese has properly like melted and crispied onto the edges. You're gonna take that out, let it cool off for like 3 to 5 minutes. Just leave it alone for a second to let the cheeses like kind of solidify again, so it doesn't give you like a tough time getting it out of the pan. And you're just gonna stick a utensil and you're just gonna kind of dislodge the edges so the pizza is able to move freely and move out. Put that onto a cutting board, cut it up, add your additional pecorino romano and your oregano, and that is your Detroit style pizza. This is the 3rd time I've made this, and I am still not sick of it. That crust is so essential. That's why you gotta have like a cheddar or some sort of like oily cheese like that, so you can get this like Ritz cracker kind of crust. Obviously in our case we use Monterey Jack, still the same effect. I believe that typically mozzarella isn't really something you put on like a traditional Detroit style pizza, but I feel like, I don't know, like just a little bit of stretchy mozzarella in there is it's perfect, it's good. Man, this is pretty good. That crust is seriously the best part. It's so f***ing good. Seriously, make a Detroit style pie. You can do it with your 9x13 deep weld pan. If you want to go above and beyond and get an actual Detroit style pan, that would probably be better, but like this is also just fine. And this is just so perfect for like when you have a little get together at your place, because the fucking slices are so fat, everyone just eats 1 or 2 and you're good. Like that's it. I believe in you. You can make this. Thank you so much for watching. I gotta say the cringy like and subscribe, but it really helps in the algorithm. I hate that I have to say that. And I'll see you in the next one.